Hello, Mission Talk friends. Mike Falkenstine here, as you can see, here with Steve. And Steve, you want to tell them where we are?
Yeah, it's our first time together to do this.
Yeah, that's right. We're doing a live, or at least, we're doing it together in a location.
I know.
First location shoot, I guess you could say.
That's not on Zoom or something.
Yeah, that's right.
It's actually a pretty cool location.
It is.
So, so we're actually here in Ephesus, in Turkey, of all places.
That's right.
Rather than South Carolina and Denver.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, Ephesus, come on. When we talk about missions, right? Going the early church fathers to go from Jerusalem. I just read it was, read through it again, the Apostle John first came here and started the church. And so John was one of these missionaries, a lot like what we're trying to get people to, encourage people to do, isn't it? So Steve, of course, as you mentioned, we're here in Ephesus, and it's a pretty cool location. Especially when it comes to, what we talk about on our channel and with our work that we do together. For the Apostle John to initially come here, he was kind of the initial missionary here. He started the church.
I know.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, we're actually in the what's called the amphitheater.
Mm-hmm. The Great Theater, I think they call it.
Or Great Theater.
Yeah.
Theater's something.
But to think, before in the BC days, they built this at one time, held 24,000 people. And I can imagine John coming and later Paul coming, and it was an important city. It was a big city.
Pretty cool that you can go to the top.
Yeah.
Hear everything someone's saying down here without any speakers.
Yeah, they did good with the acoustics.
Yeah, no.
They really did.
It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
Except for that crane right there.
Yeah, behind the camera.
You don't need to see that, trust me.
But I just read too, Steve, that kind of reread everything, and Paul ended up living here for over 3 years. So
yeah,
even as we're walking around, these are places where he would have gone.
He may even saw a show or something in here. Who
yeah,
knows?
that's right.
Something.
That's right.
Sat in these bleachers or
it's pretty cool.
Rocks.
Yeah, it's incredibly cool.
So anyways, we're going to go see some other parts of it, and we're going to take you along with us and
great.
See a few spots around here, and then give you something a little different to watch rather than us sitting on our computer screens.
Right. They've said this is what they would call the house of pleasure, which we don't know what type of pleasure, but hopefully as the early church started, they'd come in here and read their Bible.
It is interesting to be in here. It's like a It's like a maze.
Yeah, and I can imagine this was, they said there were shops and different things you could do in here. And
this is only a very tiny piece of it.
Yeah. And I'm just so impressed with for all of these to be built, started in, what was it, 100 BC?
Yeah, you had mentioned the, see if I can find one in here. You had mentioned the pipes.
Yeah, they moved water through all of this. Look, I just got a close look at these bricks. Look a lot like our bricks today. So I wonder if, just the brick making hasn't changed much in 2,000 years. But, they with the doorways, how they would do the curve around the doorways, and it's impressive.
It's still fascinating to think of Paul and all those guys walking through here. And anyways, we'll go on to the next location as we explore this fascinating place.
So as we, continue to see Ephesus, it's just so incredible. We just realized and found out that right here is a sort of a, 4 or 5 residential blocks. So this is where, some people lived as early as the 1st century AD. It's kind of call it the modern day suburbs of Ephesus. And, of course you can tell that they were well constructed, and we just read on the sign here, some of the ceilings of some of these residential areas got to 30 feet tall. or more. So
that's what we dream of in the U.S.
Yeah, they had tall ceilings. That's right. Yeah, in fact, on our home, we paid a little extra for taller ceilings. So, but of course, part of it for us, Steve, of course, is that we're thinking about, again, we have, John here, we have Aquila and Priscilla here, and we've got Paul, of course, living here 3 years, and just imagining if any of them, lived right here. So, but it's actually a bigger city too than I thought it was going to be. And over here, you can tell they're still doing excavation and archaeological work. So they haven't even found it all, but it's pretty cool stuff.
It is. And then you think about Paul. I mean, it's still fascinating to me always. Paul and them living in a place probably like this. Mm-hmm. And then just across the street, you've got something. Sure.
Yeah, that's right.
We haven't gotten to that sign yet, but it's kind of like the neighborhood.
It's pretty cool. You can just imagine people coming and going. It's like they built kind of main thoroughfares.
I know.
And it's cool stuff.
All right, well, let's keep moving.
Right.
Here's a little side note. If you're coming to Ephesus, start at the top. There's 2 entrances. So we started at the bottom, went to the top. Now, actually, we're not at the top yet, and then we have to go back to the bottom. So, anyways, just thought I'd add a little note there for that. All right, so one thing we were just talking about was, I don't know that I really grasped the size of this city.
Mm-hmm.
I
mean, it was a big city. I'm trying to remember what I had just read, something about at the time of Paul, it was in the Roman Empire, it was the kind of a major city and 3rd largest city. So you can tell. I mean, we've been walking now, for some time, and it just kind of keeps, these roads just keep going. Yeah, I didn't certainly understand the depth and the breadth of this place, for sure.
Forgive the wind if you hear any, because we forgot the covers.
It's just a touch windy in there.
Yeah, it's like moments of it, so hopefully it's not too bad. So I'll make a painful video. But yeah, I mean, we've just been walking and walking.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we're about to turn a corner and get to looks like a mini amphitheater.
Yeah, it's a smaller one, I think.
Over there. Hopefully all those people will leave by the time we get over there.
Tour groups are starting to come.
Glad we came early.
Yeah, me too.
Want to join us, Jarius, or no?
Yeah, walk up to him.
You can say hi to the camera. Whoops. Sorry.
Hi, everybody.
This is our tour guide.
No, I'm not.
All right, so we finally got to the sign. And sorry for the wind, guys. This is for council meetings.
More council meetings.
And what was the other thing? Musical performances and
contests.
Not a lot of space for contests. I'm not sure what contests they were doing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they come together and do like their contest.
Hey, there you go. VBS.
That's right, little VBS.
This is a VBS location.
Little Awana.
For Ephesus.
They had to.
See, even Paul the Apostle knew what he was doing.
That's right. Like now that I'm here, we're doing Awana. No.
Yeah.
The kids together.
Who knows? Maybe it was the first Awana location.
It's a nice little theater.
It really is. Not quite the acoustics of the bigger one.
Uh-huh.
But I guess you could speak loud enough and everybody will hear you.
Definitely.
But it's got a beautiful view across from it.
Oh, yeah.
Looking at the mountains over here.
So as you're sitting here and you're looking at that, it's another reason to participate in whatever was going on here. That dog is hungry.
Yeah, so one thing we've noticed on this trip is there's something about feeding cats and dogs here in Turkey.
Yeah, more cats, but yeah, definitely. People love their cats,
Yeah, everywhere we've been.
and then an occasional dog. That guy's, you can tell he's hungry. Just kept being the outside dog. Well, Steve, we're coming to an end. Our time in Ephesus, aren't we?
Yes.
And we're here at the what they called the Celsus Library.
Yep.
Two-story Greek library.
Yep. We did it the probably the harder way. We started at the bottom and went to the
We've done a
top,
full loop.
and then came back around.
But
Got
what
to
a
see everything
great,
twice.
what a great visit.
It has been. It's
Mhm.
actually worth coming. So if you ever come to Turkey, I highly recommend
Definitely,
coming here. And
most definitely.
we have one little spot left to look at, but we're not going to film that.
Yeah.
We're just going to end it right here. So, anyways, hope you enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for
And
joining us.
yeah, so we'll see you next time on Zoom.